Namaste yogis. Welcome to Warriorpose Storytelling Vinyasa class, where we go through warrior poses in slow sequence with beautiful yoga mythology behind it. In this 30 minutes class, you will learn the foundation of each pose and flow through it, and also build a strength like a warrior. Let's get started in child pose. Bring your big toes to touch, open your knees wide as the mat, sink your hips on your heels, then start to curl your fingers forward, then gently rest your forehead onto the ground. Take a moment here to settle in. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale. Maybe you can reach your fingers a little bit further out every inhale. Then every exhale, sink your hips a little bit deeper on your heels. Now start to cultivate our Ujjayi Pranayama, our victorious breath. Seal your lips. Deep breath in through your nose, hold at the top. Constrict the back of your throat slightly. Then exhale through your nose, gently creating the texture in your breath. Continue to use this breath throughout the class to build the heat inside of our body, but also feel free to open your mouth, exhale whenever you feel overheated. So this story starts from long times ago, like all other stories are. There are three main characters: Lord Shiva, one of three main gods in yoga mythology. He is a destroyer. And Sati, his beautiful wife, and Daksha, Sati's dad. Next, inhale, shift your weight forward to tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, stack your hips over your knees. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, open your heart, curl up your tailbone. Exhale, cat pose. Press the ground away, spread your shoulders really wide. And go through your own cat and cow to warm up our spine. An option to bring some wave into this cat and cow. Next, cat pose. Gently send your hips towards your heels to child pose. Then drop your elbows and forearms down. Inhale, move forward to cow pose. Make it more smooth and fluid. And when you're weaving forward, try to bring your elbows stay next to your rib cage. And every inhale and exhale, feel your spine get warmed up and opened a little bit more. And slowly come to neutral tabletop. Slight cow motion going on your spine. Walk your hands half step, go forward, tuck your toes under. Inhale, lift your knees off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog, keeping the bend on your knees, and lift your heels, using your hands to push your hips up and back, and keep sending your armpit towards your knees to feel the long spine. You can plug your heels towards the ground, but it is totally okay if they are still lifted. Keep your feet hip distance apart and keep your hands to shoulder distance apart. Nod your head yes to make sure you're not carrying too much tension on your neck. So back to our story. Our Lord Shiva, he's a destroyer, but normally he's a pretty chill guy. He stay on the top of the mountain, meditate, waiting the moment to destroy everything. But if you think about it, destruction is not necessarily a bad thing, because we sometimes need to destroy and completely make it clean to restart. And that's what Lord Shiva does. So Shiva and Sati fall in love, and Sati wanted to marry him. But of course, Sati's dad Daksha doesn't agree this marriage, because Shiva is known as destroyer and he doesn't want his beloved daughter to marry a destroyer. Next, inhale, look at the top of your mat. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Walk your toes behind your wrist, tiny steps at a time. Bend your knees a lot. Option to grab for your opposite elbows. Inhale, lift your elbows parallel to the ground. Then exhale, pull it a little bit deeper, creating the space in between your vertebrae using the gravity. Now you can sway side to side. Option to change your grip. Soften your spine, soften your mind. Inhale, slowly release your fingers onto the ground. toe heel your feet together to touch, just a slight room on your heels. Inhale, slowly roll yourself up to standing, stacking one vertebra over the other, slow as possible. When you're on standing, roll your shoulders a couple of times and feel the earth beneath you. Engage your legs and tuck your tailbone under, draw your navel in. Bring your hands to heart center, close your eyes, standing at attention. While we go through warrior story, I invite you to feel the intensity in each pose and practice letting go, to embrace the reality and practice response over react. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale, release. Slowly open your eyes, release your arms. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms overhead, keeping the same engagement on your front line of the body. Inhale, grabbing your left wrist. Exhale, pull it towards the right side, bend and stretch. Keep sending your hips, go left and open your shoulders. Inhale, come to center, this time grabbing your right wrist. Exhale, pull it towards your left. Hips go right and left shoulder goes slightly forward. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, baby back bend. Cactus your elbows. Open your heart towards the sky and squeeze your glute. Go forward to protect your lower back. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, standing forward fold. Bring your hands to heart center. Bend your knees so you can hinge from your hips. When you're all the way down, shift your weight forward. Then straighten your legs slightly to feel the hamstring stretch. Inhale, halfway lift. Place your fingers on your shins or thighs and push your thighs back and send your sternum go forward. And open your heart, engage your core. And then move to high plank. Step your hands under your shoulders. Press the ground away. Inhale, shift your way forward. And exhale, lower all the way down. Untuck your toes, squeeze your legs together. Inhale, baby cobra. Peel your chest off, squeeze your glute, and lie on your hands. Exhale, tap your forehead onto the ground. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips. Push to plank or tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Now let's go through 2 more times, linking breath to movement. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold a little deeper. Inhale, mountain pose. Open your heart. Exhale, side bend towards the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend towards the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, baby back bend. Open your heart. Inhale, center. Exhale, standing forward, fold. Go a little deeper each time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank, step back. This time, drop your knees down, lift your heels, close your glute, press the ground away, then shift your weight forward. Exhale, bend your elbows, now lower than 90 degrees, keep sending your chest, go forward. Drop the top of your feet down, straighten your arms, squeeze your legs, upper facing dog, your knees are not touching the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're gonna go through one more time. Inhale, exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, mountain pose, root to rise. And this time, skipping the side body stretch. Just exhale, swan dive, open your heart. Inhale, halfway lift, your variation. Exhale, high plank. This time we're gonna go through full version of chaturanga. Inhale, shift your way forward, coming your tippy toes. Exhale, low plank, bend your elbows, untuck your toes, straighten your arms. Inhale, upper facing dog, stand your hip tips, go forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Next, inhale, look at the top of your mat. Exhale, travel to top of your mat, walk or hop. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, sink your hips a little bit deeper down. Lift your weight to your heels. Inhale. Exhale, airplane arms. Send your arms back. Lift your tricep a little bit higher. Next, inhale, lift your right leg high to one leg mountain. Draw your navel in, Then exhale, chair with airplane arms. Let's do the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg high, one leg mountain. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank chaturanga. You can always modify or skip this vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, scorpion. Bend your right leg and make a nice circle. Open up your hips. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, right knee to nose. Protract your shoulder and engage your core. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot in between your hands. Make sure you're engaging your core and slowly lift your torso on top of your hips to crescent lunge. Tuck your tailbone in, square your hips, wrapping ribcage in. You're kicking through your left heel. Now send your arms to back to airplane, keeping your body 45-degree angle. Inhale, warrior two. Open your arms to T. Find those heel to arch alignment. Right foot straight forward and back foot parallel to your edge of your mat. Bend your right leg and send your right knee towards the pinky side on your right foot. Open your right inner thigh and reach your arms to opposite side. Gauge your right fingers. Inhale. Exhale, extend this side angle. Shift your weight forward, drop your right arm down, lift your left arm high. You can place your right forearm on top of your right thigh. Try to lift your torso away from your right thigh. You can drop your right arm towards the mat and pushing your right leg away as well. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand is coming up and over. Go for half bind if you feel like it. Create some space on your right side ribcage. Then exhale, go through high to low plank, your own vinyasa, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your left leg high. Exhale, scorpion, feel the opening on your hips. Inhale, kick your left leg high to the center. Exhale, left knee to chest, round your upper shoulder. Inhale, kick your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step through without sound. Find the square hips motion. Light on your fingers and hollow your torso. Reach your arms next to your ears. Slowly lift your torso on top of your hips. Entirely rely on your core. Square your hips, hug low belly in. Keep sending your right hip go forward and kicking through your right leg. Next, exhale, send your arms to back airplane arms, reaching your head forward and square your hips. Inhale, warrior two, open your arms to T. Find those heel to arch alignment on your feet. Reaching through your fingertips, gently press the air down, engage your left fingers. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, extend the side angle. Try to bring your right hip go slightly forward and squeeze your left hip under your right hip and your tailbone facing your right heel direction. That's going to help you to open up your hips better. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand is coming up and over. Go for same variation you did the other side. Exhale, vinyasa, high to low plank, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Now let's go through breath to movement. Inhale, look at the top. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, chair with the airplane arms. Maybe you can touch the mat. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Go deeper. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, vinyasa. You can jump back, then make sure you're landing on chaturanga arms. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, scorpion. Inhale, three-leg. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, then step through. Inhale, crescent lunge, using the core to lift your torso. Exhale, crescent lunge with airplane arms, leaning forward. Inhale, warrior two, open up. Exhale, extend this side angle, open your heart towards the sky. Inhale, reverse your warrior, gaze your right fingers. Exhale, vinyasa. You can lift your right toes as Akapara Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your left leg high. Exhale, scorpion. Inhale, kick your left leg high. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step through silently. Inhale, crescent lunge. Don't use the bounce, use the core to lift. Exhale, crescent lunge with airplane arms. Lift your pinky a little higher. Inhale, warrior two, open up, wake up your inner warrior. Exhale, extend this side angle. Keep squeezing your tailbone towards your right heel. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Left hand is up and over. Exhale, vinyasa. Akapara is an option. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale, empty it out. Drop your knees down and come to Embryo pose. Arms by your side, rest your forehead onto the ground and take a moment to reset before we moving forward. So coming back to our story, Daksha's supermat, of course, his beloved daughter just betrayed him. So he intentionally hosted a huge party. You know, all Indians have nice parties. And then he didn't invite Shiva and Sati. And Sati heard about this party and she was confused why my daddy didn't invite us. So she went to the party anyway without invitation and asked Daddy, "Daddy, you forgot to send me invitation. Of course we're family, so it's okay." But Daksha answered, perhaps you have come to your senses regretting marrying a wild animal husband. And people started to laugh and Sati was hurt. So she summoned up her strength and spoke this vow to her father. "Since you have given me this body, I no longer wish to be associated with it." And she sat in a meditation seat in the ground, began to increase her own inner fire, like through ujjayi breath. We all know that creates a heat, until her body burst into flames. So she died. And Shiva felt it because he's the god. And he felt his beloved wife killed herself because of her dad. So he got so mad, pulled one of his hair, threw onto the ground, and asked the hair to rise up as a warrior. Slowly lift yourself up and get yourself into downward facing dog. Let's flow with a slight add-on. Inhale, look at the top of your mat. Exhale, travel to top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, chair with the airplane arms. And keeping the bend on your left knee, slowly lift your right leg and hook your right ankle on top of your left knee to figure four. You can keep sending your hips back, reaching your arms forward, like imagining somebody pulling your hips back, arms forward. You can place your hands down or place your hands in front of your heart based on your hip position. Inhale, lift your right leg high and back to chair with airplane arms. The other side, lift your left leg and hook your left ankle on top of your right knee. Make sure to flex your left foot, and if your left knee is lifting up, that's okay. Just focus on squaring your hips and keep dropping your left knee towards the ground and reaching your arms forward. And you can get the same variation, dropping your hands down or stay high. Do anything to feel your hips open. Inhale. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Inhale, rise up with mountain with a slight back bend. Exhale, swan dive, let that go. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, vinyasa. chaturanga. You can add some push-up to build the core. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, scorpion. Option to move on to wild thing. Lift your left heel and roll over the outer edge of your left foot. Drop your right foot, ball mount of your right foot behind your hips. Then extend your left leg. Lift your right heel high to lift your hips and heart. Keep wrapping your left ribcage towards the sky, reaching your right fingers overhead. Slowly bring your right hand back to the ground. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Moving on to Warrior 1. If you know you have tight hips, move your right foot behind your right wrist. Step your left heel down, left toes pointing left top corner of the mat, 45-degree angle. Just like crescent lunge, engage your core and slowly lift your torso towards the sky. Keep moving your left hip go forward, right hip back. You can widen your stance or narrow your stance based on your hip opening. Keep hollowing your torso, wrapping your cage in. You can looking at your fingers, more Ashtanga style. Or you can straight forward, looking at your enemy. Now, moving on to Warrior 2. Warrior is looking at the enemy Daksha and cutting his head like a knife. Lifting your right hand high to reverse warrior, sending Daksha's head towards the sky to show to his master Shiva. Exhale, extend this side angle, drop your right arm, open up your left. Now looking at your right foot, slowly shift your weight there. Now lift your left leg high to half moon. Try not to bounce. Instead, try to lean forward and slowly lift your left leg high. And imagine there is an imaginary wall behind your left foot and keep pressing the wall away. Keep open your left hip, step on top of your right hip. That's the key in this pose. Slowly turn your left toes facing the ground. Close your left hip. Now bring your hands to heart center to airplane. Tuck your tailbone under. Engage your core. Now we are moving on to Warrior 3. So Warrior is reaching his hand towards the Shiva and summoning the head, his master's enemy's head, to the god. Keep pressing the ground away with your right leg and drop your hands down, reaching your left toes back. Go through your chaturanga dandasana. So this story is pretty cruel if you think about it, but it has a lot of deep meaning. The enemy itself is ego. Let's go through the other side. Lift your left leg high and go for scorpion and move up to wild thing as an option. Keeping your right leg extended this time. Your right foot is pressing outer edge and keep wrapping your right ribcage towards the sky. And your left heel is lifted to push your hips away from the ground. And slowly bring your left hand down. Lift your left leg high. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge, setting up for Warrior 1. Adjust your left foot position based on your hip and pressing your right heel down. So the Warrior is symbolizing you're facing the ego. You're small of yourself. You have different versions, but there are good ones and bad ones, and sometimes that's your ego. So you're facing it, what your ego is. And keep reaching your hands towards the sky, energy standing up and facing your ego, and Warrior 2, cutting that ego off. And you acknowledge that ego to lift up as a reverse warrior. And exhale, extend this side angle, open your heart. And we're gonna move on to half moon. Shift your weight to your left foot. Slow with control. Lift your right leg high. Flex your right foot and your right toes are parallel to the ground. And keep stacking your right hip over your left. You can place the block under your left hand as well. Keep facing whole your front body, facing the right side. You can looking at your bottom, or you can looking at your right fingers if that works better on your body. Now flex your right foot, turn your pinky towards the ground, close your right hip, press the ground away and pulling your left femur bone back to your left hip and tuck your tailbone in, moving to airplane. Now, reaching your arms overhead to warrior 3. You are summoning your ego to higher yourself. You acknowledged what your ego is. This story is not about ignoring and killing your ego. It is simply acknowledging instead of reacting. You're responding to it. So you know what you have, what is your good, what is your bad, and you learn to how to respond to it. Moving on to downward facing dog. The other take on from this story for me is intensity. Everybody's so intense. Inhale, shift forward to plank, and exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the ground. Flip to lie down on your back. Let's move on to happy baby pose. Bring your knees to chest and open your legs wide and grabbing outer or inner edges of your feet and pulling knees towards your armpit. And you can go rock side to side. You can kick one leg out or the other leg out to feel the hamstring stretch. And slowly bring your knees to chest. Inhale here. Exhale, extend your left leg long down to the ground and keep reaching through your left heel and pull your right knee towards the chest and go for supine twist. Send your right knee towards the left. Open your arms to T or cactus. Grabbing your left foot if you want to add some hamstring curl as well. Engage your right side or straight up and close your eyes. Slowly release the variation. Bring your knees to center. This time, extend your right leg long out, hugging your left knee in at the same time. Then twist towards the right. Get the same variation. Every inhale, find some length on your spine. And every exhale, draw your navel in so you create more space for deeper twist. Detox your body. And next inhale, slowly bring your knees to chest and make yourself into tiny yogi ball. Flex your feet and bring your head towards your knees. Deep inhale. Exhale, final shavasana. Take as much space as you need. Spread your arms wide and spread your feet wide and soften your body and let go of all the control. Everybody in this story is very intense and only looking at their point of view. Sati killed herself because her dad didn't approve the marriage. And Daksha, Sati's dad, didn't approve the marriage because in his standard, that was not the happiness. Obviously, he loves his daughter, but he just judged everything based on what he thinks is right. And Shiva didn't even go look at what actually going on. He was standing on the top of the mountain and sent the warriors and killed everybody. But if you think about it, isn't that what we always do? We don't look at the big picture. We're just looking at what is in front of us and intensely react instead of respond to it. So this story and warrior series, Warriorpose asana, teaches us how to send our focus in each pose and also practice let go in the shavasana so we can practice response over react. Start to wake up our body by wiggling your toes and fingers, and maybe you can reach your fingers and arms overhead and give yourself a nice stretch. And whenever you are ready, roll over to your favorite side, Virabhadrasana. Virabhadrasana represents the rebirth of our practice. Let's take yoga off the mat. And slowly come to easy pose, Sukhasana. Cross your legs. Now bring your hands to heart center. Press your thumbs to heart, heart back to your thumbs. And gently bow your head towards your heart. Now bring your thumbs to the third eye center, the space in between your eyebrows, and give a little massage. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, we bow forward with gratitude. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining this short storytelling yoga class, and I hope to see you all very soon. Namaste.